Thank you, everybody. Please find your seat. I'm calling today's meeting of the Board of Directors to order. Will the Board Secretary now read the meeting notice?
The Board of Directors of the School District of the City of Erie, PA will meet in regular session on Wednesday, December 13th, 2023 in the auditorium at East Middle School, 1001 Atkins Street at 6 p.m. by request of the President, Jay Brenneman.
Thank you, Ms. Jones. Next, may I have a roll call, please?
Ms. Ann Matangelo?
Here.
Ms. Cooley? Present. Ms. Devlin?
Here.
Ms. Gillespie?
Here.
Ms. Graff?
Here.
Mr. Harkins?
Here.
Mr. Nichols?
Here.
Mr. Sharif?
Here.
Mr. Brenneman.
Here. Today, our Pledge of Allegiance will be led by Upasna Pradhan, a fifth grade student at Joanna Connell Elementary School, introduced by Mr. Robert Cosgrove, our principal at Joanna Connell, followed by a moment of silence for Chester Chanowski, retired special education supervisor and coach who passed away on December 5th. Mr. Cosgrove. Please rise.
Do you want me to introduce her first?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Good evening, Mr. Polito, board members, administrators, and guests. It is my honor and pleasure to introduce tonight's pledge leader. Tonight's pledge leader is Upasna Pradhan, a fifth grader in Ms. Dovichow's class this year at Joanna Connell. Upasna is the daughter of Meena and John Pradhan of Erie. Upasna has two siblings at Connell, a brother Simeon in first grade and a sister Rachel in kindergarten, and a little brother Samuel who will be starting in pre-K next year. When it comes to school, Upasna enjoys meeting and being with friends and enjoys when we do things outside the normal routine, like field trips. Her favorite course subjects are reading and writing, and she was very quick to add in that math is her least favorite. Right after this, she thanked me for calling her down during her math class. So far this school year, Upasna has perfect attendance and earned an honor card for the first quarter. When it comes to hobbies, Upasna enjoys drawing and coloring, especially designing outfits and drawing and coloring them. In addition, she also enjoys bike riding and shopping. When we talked about the future, she said she is undecided between being a family doctor and a translator. She went on to tell me she currently speaks English and Nepali, but also has been studying Spanish. Lastly, I asked her if there was anything that she would like everyone here tonight to know about her. She thought about it and then said, I want them to know that I'm very shy and chill, and I like to go with the flow. So at this time, Upasna Pradhan will lead us in the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, for liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Give a round of applause. We have a certificate for you as well, and you're invited to shake the hands of the remainder, the rest of the board. I would like to announce that the board met in executive session on Wednesday, December 6, 2023, in the library at East Middle School, 1001 Atkins Street, from 6:34 p.m. to 6:45 p.m. regarding legal matters. Up next, we have the report of the superintendent, Mr. Polito.
Thank you, Mr. President.
In recognition of Universal Human Rights Month and International Migrant Day on December 18th, I'd like to take a moment tonight to talk a little bit about our English Language Learner Program, which helps support and educate more than 1,200 students and their families. That number also includes approximately 600 refugee students. Those students or their parents speak more than 58 different languages, including Arabic, Spanish, Nepali, Pashto, and Swahili. With the help of grant funding and in partnership with many local agencies, including the Urban Erie Community Development Corporation, we've been able to build a robust support system for these students, including providing cultural navigators, academic support for students and parents beyond what the district directly provides, and cultural supports to assist refugee students and their families. Our unique Newcomer Academy in particular exists to help students learn English and acclimate to the school. These students and their families help enrich the fabric of our district in many ways each day, contributing to its diversity and strength. We are so proud to count them as part of our EPS family and are grateful for their individual and collective contributions. Second, on a health-related note, all EPS students will be giving a free COVID-19 rapid antigen test to take home over the holiday break. Your child is not required to take the test at any time. We are simply making the test available to all students. If your child does take the test and receives a positive result, please notify your child's school. We know gatherings over the holiday can create opportunities to spread COVID-19. If you would like your child to take the test before returning to school following the holiday break, we recommend testing your child on Monday, January 1st to obtain the most accurate result. Even if you choose not to test your student, we remind you to keep your child home from school if they are experiencing any symptoms or feeling unwell. Finally, a reminder that the district will be closed for holiday break from December 22nd through January 1st. We wish you all a very safe, happy, and healthy holiday season. And now I'd like to have Dipshika Basnet come up. She's an 8th grade student at Strong Vincent Middle School, and she'll read a poem she wrote. She's going to be introduced by her principal, Andrea Gloystein.
Mr. Polito, Ms. Sumagala, Mr. Brockman, and members of the board, there is no better way to launch this new EPS tradition than with the introduction of Ms. Dipshika Basnet. Dipshika and her family came to the United States from Nepal when she was just an infant. Her mom and dad wanted her to have every possible opportunity afforded to her, and trust me, this young lady is making her mark. When she's not putting in 110% at school, and I underlined 110%, she loves helping her mom cook for the family and tutoring her younger siblings in reading. Dipshika has been practicing the poem Humanity to read to all of you tonight in honor of Universal Human Rights Month. Here's a fun fact. Dipshika has been practicing this poem every night on bus 45 on her way home from Strong Vincent with English language arts teacher Miss Kira Easley, who at Dipshika's request is standing with her tonight. For Dipshika, this poem is about following your dreams and not letting anyone get in your way. We know at Strong Vincent, absolutely no one is going to get in Dipshika's way. She is a true trailblazer.
Humanity by unknown author. Leave your humanity at the gate. Bring only your dreams with you. Lock them away in a safe place, or they will be stolen by those who have lost theirs long ago.
We have one of our directors here. Dipshika, we have, okay. We're also presenting her with a certificate from the board in recognition of the poem that she read tonight.
And next, I'd like to have Mr. Ken Nixon come up to present this month's stair climbers.
Thank you, Mr. Polito. The Stick-to-Itive Stair Climber Award is our monthly student recognition award where we acknowledge students for improvements in attendance, behavior, and course performance. These students display tenacity, grit, perseverance every day in our schools and have been nominated as such. I'd like to take a moment before going any further to acknowledge all of our families here for the Stair Climber Award. If you can help me with a round of applause. I'd like to also thank Mrs. Carney, Assistant Principal at Deal Elementary School, for assisting with the plaques. We give her a round of applause. And although we got to speak today at dinner, I just want to go over students. As I mention your name, just come up. We'll do a quick fist bump, and you'll walk over to Mrs. Carney where you'll pick up your plaque. You'll take the plaque up, greet our superintendents and our school board members. Just come back down, have a seat here right in the front, in the middle, and then after all names have been announced, we'll have everybody come up for a large group photo. After the photo, families, we invite you to come out to the lobby area where we'll do family school photos, and afterwards you can stay for the duration of the meeting, or you're free to leave at that time. Before we go any further, I definitely would like to give a thanks to Erie High, Mr. Biter, and the STEM students for all their hard work putting together the plaques for our students. Thank you. Okay, without further ado, let's get to our awards. For our first student, 5th grader Jeremiah has shown tremendous growth as a student and a leader. He is always monitoring his grades and working to maintain an A average. He has initiated leadership roles such as helping in the classroom and around the school. Tonight, we honor from DePaulo Student Success Center, Jeremiah Sherrod. First grader from Eagles Nest. Lamont is a new scholar at the Eagles Nest this year. When he arrived, he struggled in recognizing his letters, colors, numbers, and letter sounds. Making the commitment, Lamont stayed after school every day with his teacher, Kim Overton. Lamont has worked hard and is now reading basic words and doing basic math. Lamont demonstrates an attitude of hard work and determination to improve academically. So tonight we honor Lamont McKinney. From Erie High, 10th grader. Delasia has improved in all aspects of school this year. Her grades, attendance, and behavior have all improved. Delasia always has a smile on her face when you see her in the hallway. She is respectful, responsible, and resilient. We are all very proud of her. Tonight we honor Delasia Robinson Holmes. Thank you. We still want to celebrate, even if they're not here. Absolutely. 12th grader from Collegiate Academy. Anissa is a star athlete, co-producer of the morning announcements, vice president of the senior class, and taking several AP classes. She arrives to school by 7:50 a.m. and helps prepare and train people for the announcements. She is kind and humble and loved by students and staff. She never complains and always helps those around her without asking for anything in return. Although somewhat introverted, she has become an amazing leader and role model. So tonight we honor Anissa Shilkovich. From East Middle School, 8th grader. Genesis has the rare ability to make everyone she meets smile. She is a refugee from El Salvador, and even though she's just learning English, her personality shines through the language barrier. She is quick to high-five an adult with "Buenos dias" and jumps right in when she sees another person in need. Her leadership and influence has helped not only her Spanish-speaking peers, but all of her English language peers as well. She is a constant ray of sunshine. Tonight we honor Genesis Nicole Mazariago Majano. Strong Vincent, sixth grader. Transitioning to middle school can be rough, but this month's stair climber made it look easy. Samantha Guevara Lopez is a middle school rock star, day in and day out. According to her teachers, and this is a direct quote, she fills our hearts every single day. Samantha, your Colonel family appreciates your dedication to academics, your willingness to help others, your unparalleled sense of humor, and your desire to make middle school matter. Strong Vincent proudly recognizes Samantha Guevara Lopez as this month's stair climber. With courage, she conquers. Wilson Middle School, 8th grade. Jazana has become a great leader for Wilson. She is setting a great example for younger students in the building and has improved her grades and behavior from last year. We are excited to see her continued improvement. Tonight we honor 8th grader Jazana Wall. Grover Cleveland Elementary, 3rd grader. Audrey is a new student to Grover Cleveland in Miss Friedman's class. She has gone above and beyond, exceeding expectations in reading and math. She eagerly approaches all academics and does her best work. I could not be more proud of her and her accomplishments. Tonight we honor Audrey Heath. From Joanna Connell Elementary School. Alana is a 4th grade student in Miss Carmen's class and is a great example of a stair climber. She came to our building new this year and is a standout Connell Cougar. You can always catch her being respectful, responsible, and safe while being a role model for her classmates. Alana came to our school and was ready for a fresh start, an amazing school year. She has made significant improvement with self-control and displays positive behaviors. Alana loves participating in class and isn't afraid to ask for help. She's a hard worker that really cares about keeping up with her schoolwork and grades. She is also a great friend to everyone she meets. Alana always asks what she can help with and wants to please her teachers with. Keep up the good work, Alana. We are all proud of you and can't wait to see you continue to grow this year. Tonight we honor Alana Havelka. From Deal Elementary School. Elijah Clayton is always working hard to improve himself. He comes to school every day with a positive attitude and is always eager to learn. He has demonstrated a lot of progress this school year in his reading and math skills. He works very hard every week to meet his goals and be the best he can be. He is very proud of himself and his success. His determination shows in his academic improvements and in his positive attitude. He is a great friend to all of the other students, is a leader in the classroom, and is always focused and prepared for class. He is every classmate's biggest supporter and cheers on everyone around him. Mrs. Bainey and Miss Mason are so proud of you and all your success. We know you will continue to work hard, be kind, and be a role model to everyone around him. Tonight we honor 1st grader Elijah Clayton. From Edison Elementary School. Brooklyn has made the conscious decision to walk into a new school year with a new attitude. She chooses to shine her light brightly this year. Each and every day, Brooklyn radiates a confidence in herself and her classmates. She exudes kindness in her words and actions and helps generate an encouraging atmosphere in the classroom. She celebrates her friends' successes without ever realizing that her very own aura has cast a light for her classmates to follow. We all find it easy to love Brooklyn. Tonight we honor first grader Brooklyn Butler. Harding Elementary School. Harding would like to nominate Shayana Gregory for the December Stair Climber. Shayana struggled starting 4th grade. She was hesitant to enter the room the very first week of school. She was reluctant to sit and work with other students. She didn't always complete her work. She would not answer questions, and sadly, Shayana rarely smiled. That was then, but now, Shayana walks right into the room and sits at a table with other students. Shayana completes all her work and is getting more comfortable with answering questions, and she smiles a lot. I'm confident Shayana will continue to improve and be successful. You make Harding proud. Tonight we honor 4th grader Shayana Gregory. From Jefferson Elementary School. Azalea has taken the initiative in the classroom to spend more time focusing on her schoolwork and not on others around her. She has improved her points earned in PBS consistently each week. She has even started to have extra time after completing her work that she wisely uses to help others who are struggling around her. She works to help her neighbors complete a problem during student discuss/apply work time without causing any distractions to others. She has really showed great ambition so far this school year to improve her classroom performance. So tonight we honor Azalea Anderson. Every bit of 2nd grade, too, every bit. All right, Lincoln Elementary School. Roald Dahl said, "If you have good thoughts, they will shine out of your face like sunbeams." We now see this every day with Cayenne when he comes to school with a big smile on his face. Cayenne is a student that has shown tremendous growth since the beginning of the school year. When he first began, Cayenne had difficulty entering the classroom and completing his work. He had to take frequent breaks and struggled to communicate his needs and wants. Now, Cayenne is a wonderful example of what it means to be a Lincoln Lion. He comes into school every day with a smile that could light up a room, a positive attitude, and he is always ready to learn. He continues to work hard each day and has shown progress within his academics and overall behavior. I am so proud of the growth he has shown and look forward to watching him continue to roar at Lincoln Elementary. Tonight we honor kindergartner Cayenne Al Gayeb. McKinley Elementary School. Zariah comes to school prepared to learn every day. She is a kind, helpful student and demonstrates respectful behaviors in the classroom. She has shown great progress in following the McKinley expectations in the classroom and elsewhere in the school. She is a great role model academically and behaviorally. Congratulations, Zariah. So tonight we honor 3rd grader Zariah Johnson. From Perry Elementary School, we proudly nominate Alexa Dreyer for the Stair Climber Award at Perry. Her journey this school year has been truly impressive, evolving from a reserved and shy individual to someone who confidently steps out of her comfort zone. Alexa's ability to make friends and embrace self-assurance is commendable, and we couldn't be prouder. Keep thriving, Alexa. Your future awaits, and your belief in yourself is the key to unlocking it. You are definitely making us proud at Perry Elementary. Tonight, we honor third grader Alexa Dreyer. Pfeiffer Burley Elementary. Afsana is a very hard worker. She puts forth 100% at all times on any classroom task. She's also very compassionate to her classmates. She's always willing to help them out with whatever they need. Tonight we honor fourth grader Afsana Dawood. You go back up, you can take a large photo, we can give them a round. Doing a fantastic job. Thank you, families. If you want to step out and do the stair climber picture, we greatly appreciate it. Nice. Good job, man.
Neil Brockman says he has that Tom and Jerry outfit at home.
His size? Tell him I don't believe I want to see it
You wanna
next
see it?
month. Next month.
We're in the fifth circle of hell. It's so hot up here.
And last but not least, we have our athletic director, Dale Mills, here tonight to present our Fall Scholar Athletes.
Mr. Polito, Ms. Umagala, Mr. Brockman, and Board of Directors, thank you for inviting me to come and give a fall recap of our athletics as well as honor our scholar athletes. I would like to begin by publicly saying thank you to Rob Halsinger, our high school faculty manager who has recently resigned from his position. Rob has been a staple in high school athletics for many years, and his presence on the sideline will be missed by our athletes, our coaches, and especially by me. Rob bore the E proudly, and he will be missed, and we wish him the best as he nears retirement in June. For all the coaches in the audience, sometimes they kind of get lost in the shuffle, but I'd like them to stand up and thank them for supporting their athletes and for coming here tonight. So if you are a high school or middle school coach, please stand to be recognized. And I say a huge thank you to them. So before we start our Scholar Athletes, we're going to kind of go over our fall review for athletics. So we're going to start off with boys soccer. Coach Polonsky brought the District 10 trophy up to the stage there. We are all very proud of that accomplishment. So we'll start with boys soccer. Their record was 11-7-1. In region, they were 5-5, and they were the District 10 champions. If you happen to see that game or be there, they deserve a round of applause. That game was amazing in the snow on Halloween. The game had been moved. If we had played it on the day it was supposed to be played, it was a nice day. It turned out to be even better to win the D10 championship in the snow, with many of our players seeing snow for the first time. It was an all-around amazing experience, and to say that was the highlight from the season is an understatement. The boys soccer team is made up of 35 members, 14 of which are Scholar Athletes, and they are coached by Bob Polonsky, Dave Polonsky, and Mike Pfister. And up there is our picture in the snow with the District 10 champions. Next up is girls soccer. Their overall record was 2-16. In the region, they were 2-8. In District 10, we lost to McDowell. Their highlight of the season from their coaches were senior night and Linked by Pink game. The parents and the players came together for both of those great events. Their team makeup is 25, 19 of which are Scholar Athletes, and they are coached by Julie Kuhar, Lori Ferrello, and Ashley Sontheimer. And I shared a picture of the Linked by Pink game. They raised $1,190 for the organization, and they gave 29 care bags. That was a collaborative effort with Northeast School District. It was an amazing event to be there. Next up is girls tennis. Their overall record was 8-7, and their region record was 5-6. They were highlighted in our newsletter. Their highlight was beating McDowell in playoffs to qualify for the D10 team championship game. I think Coach Nikolai was going to fall off her chair. She was rooting so hard for her team, and to see everything they have done to win that match, to be able to go on to the championship game was amazing. They have 16 Scholar Athletes of their 19 makeup, which is pretty impressive. They are coached by Kim Nikolai and Co Held, which we just added an assistant coach to that program. And you can see with 19 tennis players that was needed, and it's pretty impressive to have a roster so large. And we're going to highlight the girls tennis team here a little bit because they deserve it. We have 2 double silver medalists, Riley Gloystein and Anissa Shilkovich. And then Anissa was also awarded the D10 PIAA Good Sport Award, which is an amazing accomplishment. She deserves a round. And next up is a picture of our AAA team champions. You can see they're all smiles wearing their medals. It was pretty awesome. Next up is boys golf. Their record was 3-1. We lost some key players last year. We had some kids who made states last year, so it's kind of a rebuilding year. They were 6 out of 7 teams in the region. The team made steady improvement throughout the season, and Eli Nicholas was being named to the all-region team was a highlight. 12 of their makeup of 13 are Scholar Athletes. Girls golf, their overall record was 3rd place in the region. They had 2 girls making it to district, and 1 golfer finished in the top 10, and she's a freshman, so the future's bright for that team. And 6 of their 8-member team were Scholar Athletes, and they were coached by Kim Leisure. And I forgot to mention that the boys is coached by Bruce Chase. Cross country, give them applause. Cross country, a little different makeup from this year to last year. We have some new coaches, Bobby Danielson and Jay Lombardo. a highlight of that team is they've actually had a girls team that was able to compete. We haven't had enough girls to make a team. So this year we have 7 girls, which was impressive. So they were able to actually compete during the region matches. And we had 2 boys qualify individually for PIAA state championships, and 17 of their 19 are scholar athletes. So I think they're both here today, Rocco and Rory Grandy. If you please take a stand, they were state championship qualifiers. Congratulations, and they're only in 9th and 10th grade, so we should see more of them. Next up is girls volleyball. They were 0-20 this season. They were 0-8 in the region. We lost to McDowell. They had a player that was injured in the beginning of the season who was a senior and a key player to that team, and her absence really affected that team's momentum. But the relationships formed by the girls throughout the season was a definite highlight, and we're looking forward to them being able to play in our new gym at Erie High next season, which is going to be awesome. 11 of their 21 members are scholar athletes, and they're coached by Kristen Lesnecki, Tom Thompson, and Nicole Hendrickson. Cheerleading, I know they're here. They're coached by Frankie Bailey and Danny Porter, both of which are here tonight. 18 of their 36 members are scholar athletes. The cheerleaders, they kind of go all year. They don't really take a break. If you've had the privilege of coming to a game that they're present, you will know that they're there. We get compliments all the time how amazing they are. They're awesome. I can't say enough about them. This summer they hosted a little Royals cheer camp, and they actually marched in a parade with them, and they did participate in parades. I have a picture there of the girls, and they have some of the little Royals in there as well. So kudos to the cheerleaders. Okay, next up is football. Their varsity record was 4-6. We were 0-3 in the region. We lost to McDowell in the D10 game. 18 of their 67 members are scholar athletes, and their coaching staff is pretty large there. I'll just mention the head coaches, which are Andre Henderson for the varsity, and the JV is Alan Jones, and our equipment manager is Nicole Leonard. I was hoping that the soccer would drop. I've been waiting for it. It has not come out yet, so we are missing soccer in that. We are going to post this on our website when they're done. But as you can see, we have quite a number of our athletes who have made the all-district or all-region team. Many are sitting here tonight, and we've kind of heard their names over and over, and they should be recognized for that. So for tennis, District 10 singles team, Riley and Anissa. The region all-star first team was Anissa. For boys golf, District 10 first team and region first team was Eli Nicholas. Girls golf, region all-star second team was Josie Burtis and Zoe Gabbard. For cross country, region all-star team, first team was Rocco Grandy and Rory Grandy. Second team was Joel Lee and Grace Bennett. Volleyball, region all-star second team was Danica Park. And football, it's pretty impressive. We have a lot of guys on there. Football, region all-star team for offense, first team was Amari Hopkins. Second team are Cal Pope, Keon Somerville, Tajay Thomas, Julian Harrington, Caleb Nixon. Special teams, Caleb Nixon, Adrian Tate. Defense, second team, Jeff Barclay, Javier Lucas, Nasir Smith, Amari Farmer, Chris Hamilton, Keon Somerville, and Adrian Tate. And I know we have some soccer players, we just don't have them yet. Mr. Easterling could not be here tonight, so I'm going to go ahead and do the middle school fall athletic review. For East Middle School, our 6th grade coach is Kevin Harper, and this year we decided to combine the 7th and 8th grade girls teams throughout each of the middle schools. It's just hard having it in fall. We're hoping we're going to be able to make that change very soon, but right now that's how we did this season. So it's coached by Stacey Triana. They had 7 scholar athletes. Our football team, Wilson and East, are combined. The coaches Dave Guerin and Akeem Satterfield. From East, we had 8 members on that team. Cross country, again, is a merged collaboration between Wilson and East East didn't have any runners on cross country. For Strong Vincent, the 6th grade coach is Deanna Rogers. 7th and 8th grade combined coach is Trent Leonard. They did have 12 members to the team, so we're getting there for Strong Vincent to have 2 teams. For cross country, Strong Vincent always has a huge showing, and that's Amy Gilowitz, and they had 9 runners on that team. For football for Strong Vincent, the coaches were Arsenio McAdory and RJ Hughes, and 11 of the Strong Vincent Colonels were on that football team, and they had 17 scholar athletes. Wilson, their 6th grade coach was Keisha Gore, and the 7th and 8th grade combined coach was Stephanie Glatch, and we have an assistant on that, Solomon Jennings. 19 of the Wilson athletes were scholar, and their football team, they had 11 members of their team from Wilson, and they had 3 runners from Wilson. So that concludes the review, and now we're going to honor our scholar athletes. Okay, we are here to celebrate our athletes who make us EPS proud on the field, on the course, on the court, and in the classroom. The students in the audience today are dedicated athletes and scholars, and we're here to recognize their outstanding athletic and academic achievements. We also want to thank the many people who have supported these incredible students along the way and helped them reach their goals. Tonight, 140 of our high school students representing district volleyball, cross country, cheerleading, golf, tennis, soccer, and football teams will be awarded the Scholar Athlete Certificate in recognition of earning a grade point average of 3.0 or greater during the fall season. Another 40 student athletes from district middle schools will be awarded the Rising Royal Athletic Scholar Certificate for the same achievement in football, cross country, and girls basketball. They are students first, athletes second. While excelling at their chosen sport, they remain focused on the bigger picture, their success in the classroom. It's through sports that many of our students learn important lessons like teamwork, dedication, perseverance, and of course, good sportsmanship. That doesn't happen without the help of a lot of people. To our coaches, teachers, administrators, counselors, and staff members who support our students every day, thank you for your guidance and your commitment to ensuring these students are not just great athletes, but great members of our community. To the parents, guardians, family members, and friends who have been there every step of the way, thank you for being the face in the crowd, for being there, for making sure those assignments get done and your child shows up in school on time every day. And finally, to our scholar athletes, thank you for doing the work, for putting in the time and effort to be the best of EPS. We are so proud to celebrate you tonight. I'm going to ask members of each team to stand up when you're recognized. We're going to start with high school. For our boys soccer team, your D10 champions, please stand. Members of our girls soccer team and volleyball team, if you're here tonight, please stand. Cross country team with our 2 state qualifiers, please stand. Our golf teams. And let's cheer for our cheerleaders, please stand. Our girls tennis team, the D10 AAA team champions, please stand. And finally, if there are any members of our football team in the audience, please stand to be recognized. And I'd like to recognize our Rising Royal athletes. If there's any East Middle School Warriors, please stand. Strong Vincent Colonels, please stand to be recognized. And our Woodrow Wilson presidents, please stand. Thank you, everyone. This concludes our recognition tonight. The high school athletes, I'll meet you in the cafeteria to receive your award. The middle school athletes, you'll be given your award at school this week from Mr. Easterling. Congratulations, and thank you so much for allowing me to do the recap and recognize the scholar athletes.
Thank you.
That concludes my report tonight.
Thank you, Mr. Polito. Are there any questions for the superintendent? Okay. Do I have a motion to approve the superintendent's report?
So move.
Moved by Mr. Harkins, seconded by Mr. Sharif. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Ayes have it. Next, we have the hearing of citizens. Persons desiring to speak for 5 minutes must submit their request in writing to the Secretary's office at least 1 week prior to the board meeting. All others may speak for 3 minutes. We did have one person who had signed up for 5 minutes, but they notified the office that they will not be here today. So that leaves hearing of citizens open for anybody here in the audience who wishes to speak for 3 minutes. If you do wish to speak, please come to the lectern up front. Make sure you fill out the form on the lectern, and your time will begin as soon as you are ready for that.
In Sigsbee, thank you for the large audience you had here that left me by myself. I'd like to thank the administration and the school board directors on behalf of the Bletnikoff Sign Committee and the field itself. I only live a few blocks away from there, and most everything that was done I watched take place, and I like to thank Neil there for all his work, what has been done on that field, and it's really shaping up. The fence is going in, and then other than a nice, bright welcome to the people coming into our new facility, be it whatever we want to call it, Erie High Athletic Campus, Erie High Athletic Area. I think you've done a super job, and if you haven't been up there, by all means, go take a look at it. The fence is about the last thing they can get done, I believe, this year, and it is really moving along, and we thank you for all you've done with us, with the sign committee, and hopefully we can help with other things as time goes by. So we thank you, wish you a Merry Christmas and a happy holiday.
Thank you, Mr. Kissel. Anyone else from the public wish to speak today? Does anyone else from the public wish to speak today? Seeing none, we will move on to reports of committees and liaisons. Are there any reports from committees or liaisons?
Yes, Mr. Brenneman.
Ms. Amatanz.
The Board Policy Review Committee met on Monday, December 11th at 1 p.m. in Conference Room 1 at the Administrative Building on 21st and Sassafras. After extensive discussion with administrative staff and the solicitor, we are recommending the following policies for your consideration and approval. Policy 146.1, Trauma-Informed Approach. This is a new policy. Policy 203, Immunizations and Communicable Diseases. This is a revision that reflects updates that were made to the state law. Policy 220, Student Expression and Dissemination of Materials. This is also a revision that established a uniform process for student expression and dissemination of materials on school grounds. Policy 808, Food Services. This is also a revision. Policy 810, Transportation. This is a revision as well that includes provisions for safety training for all students. Policy 816, District Social Media. This is new. It has established the role and responsibilities of district-approved social media accounts and states that they are designed for public forums. And lastly, Policy 906, Public Complaint Procedure. This is also new. As a reminder, these policies are available to board members at any time through board docs or by requesting a hard copy from the board secretary's office. For today's regular meeting, the recommended policies are listed under item 7 under supplemental new business. These recommended policies of the board, one more time, were 146.1, 203, 220, 808, 810, 816, and 906. All the policies on today's agenda were recommended by PSBA with updates to reflect the needs of the district. and the majority of the policy language is statutorily required or required by law. And then my last note is the next Board Policy Review Committee is scheduled for January 8th, 2024 at 1 p.m. in Conference Room 1, again at the Administrative Building on 21st and SAS. That concludes my report, Mr. President.
Thank you, Ms. Amatangelo, and just as a reminder for the public that they may also attend or tune in via YouTube for those meetings. Mr. Nichols.
As liaison with the Career and Technical Education section of Erie High, they held their biannual assessment on Monday, November 20th, and it was well attended by community and business leaders and members of the staff. And Mr. Burgert had a good program for that. I'm excited about the development of the cooperation program between Collegiate and Erie High on students from Collegiate now being able to take vocational courses at Erie High. It's an offering that our competitors can't match, and I hope they're off to a promising start with that, and I hope that develops further.
Thank you, Mr. Nichols. Any other reports of committees or liaisons?
Yes.
Mr. Sharif.
Just the foundation of Erie Public Schools was just with working with the United Way was granted the $10,000. Who also Linda also worked on this as well. Was granted $10,000 to do the clinic in February, clearance clinics in February 29th. As more information comes, I'll update everyone. So that was really good. So I want to thank the foundation for supporting this initiative.
Thank you, Mr. Sharif. Any other reports from committees or liaisons? Seeing none, do I have a motion to approve the reports of committees and liaisons?
So moved.
Moved by Mr. Sharif and seconded by Mr. Harkins. Any comments? All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Reports are approved. We do not have any items for unfinished business. I do want to note before we get to new business that that the items under new business for viewers at home, that this is essentially a consent agenda. These are items that generally do not, that are generally non-controversial, that we generally have consensus for, and so we tend to vote on them as one slate of items, even though there's many that are underneath that section. Do I have a motion to approve?
I move we approve them.
Moved by Mr. Harkins.
That's item 6 only. Like,
If
Angela,
you-
you need 7 with that.
You can do 7 as 6 at once if you want to include those.
All right, I'll include 6 and 7.
Okay, Mr. Harkins has moved to approve items under 6 and 7. Is there a second? Second by Ms. Amatangelo. Any discussions?
Mr. Chairman,
Mr. Harkins.
could we hear from the superintendent about the first item at the top of the list? Just briefly, what's involved?
Yes, annually, we're required by Act 1 of 2006 to either make a preliminary budget public or adopt a resolution not to exceed our Act 1 index, and that has to happen 120 days prior to the primary. This year, because the primary is moved back due to the presidential election, this is falling in early January, so we have this on the agenda this month to approve the resolution not to exceed our Act 1 index.
One other question, Jay, if I could ask, if we could hear from Neil, that this next item down with Austin and Jefferson School. I'm just curious, Neil, teach me something. Why are those barricades still in the bus lane? Has the concrete not cured yet in front of Jefferson?
I don't know why the barricades are still in the front of the bus lane. The paint's done, the work's done. They should be using it. I'll address it. Thank you.
Okay, and also just one other question. Does this mean that all of the roof concerns we had have been caught up and dealt with satisfactorily and we're in good shape going into winter?
Currently, that situation has not concluded.
But approving this gets it, moves it along?
What this does is it closes out the general contractor contract we have with E.E. Austin. The other contract still remains open until we can come to some conclusion for that situation.
Thank you, Neil.
Any other questions or comments? Seeing none, roll call, Ms. Jones.
Ms. Amatangelo,
The motion is for approval of items 6 and 7, and so with a roll call, and you're the first.
Ms. Devlin,
Yes.
Ms. Gillespie,
Yes.
Ms. Graff,
Yes.
Mr. Harkins,
Yes.
Mr. Nichols, Mr. Sharif, Mr. Brenneman.
Yes, those items are approved. Next on our agenda is item 8, first reading of the adoption of the board rules. We are statutorily required to review and approve the board rules annually. This is the first reading. There is a draft available, but that there are plenty of times for changes or reviews. The second reading would be at our January 17th meeting. Do I have a motion first for the first reading of the adoption of the board rules?
So moved.
Moved by Ms. Gillespie,
Second.
second by Ms. Devlin. Any comments or questions?
Chairman,
Mr. Harkins.
could I be furnished with a copy of the old and the new, if there is any differences? I'm a creature of habit, and we used to do this at the reorganization, and although I've had several years to adjust, I'm that slow. So if I could have a copy of the old and the, oh boy, that's quick service, thank you. She can get me one in a day or two if you're.
I prefer digital copies, so this meets both of our needs. So.
Okay, you're gonna ruin my eyesight. Thank you.
Yes, Ms. Graff. Yeah, good question. So we have been keeping it on the agenda for the Board Policy Review Committee. So that way there's still review and discussion by the committee. At the same time, all members are encouraged to give their feedback and so that, well before our January 17th meeting, that there is consensus on what the new rules, if any changes, are approved. Thank you, Ms. Graff. Any other comments? Roll call, Ms. Jones.
Ms. Amatangelo, Ms. Devlin,
Yes.
Ms. Gillespie,
Yes.
Ms. Graff,
Yes.
Mr. Harkins,
Yes.
Mr. Nichols, Mr. Sharif, Mr. Brenneman.
Yes. Next is item 9, bills and payroll.
Move we approve the bills for payment?
Moved by Mr. Harkins, second by Mr. Sharif. Any discussion?
Mr. Brenneman,
Ms. Devlin.
I will be abstaining from this vote because a member of my family works for a company paid by the district.
Thank you, Ms. Devlin. Any other comments?
Mr. Brenneman,
Ms. Gillespie.
I'll be abstaining because I work for Montessori Regional Charter.
Thank you, Ms. Gillespie. Any other questions or comments? Roll call, Ms. Jones.
Ms. Amatangelo, Ms. Devlin,
Abstain?
Ms. Gillespie,
Abstain.
Ms. Graff,
Yes.
Mr. Harkins,
Yes.
Mr. Nichols, Mr. Sharif, Mr. Brenneman.
Yes. Bills and payroll are approved. Next on our agenda is.
Mr. Brenneman,
Yes,
if I may,
Mr.
I
Walker.
believe that the motion by Mr. Harkins was only for the bills and only 9.01 was addressed.
Thank you for your clarification.
Mr. Brenneman,
Ms. Devlin.
I move that we approve board authorized payrolls, item 902 on the agenda.
Moved by Ms. Devlin, second by Mr. Nichols. Any discussion? Roll call, Ms. Jones.
Ms. Amatangelo,
Yes.
Ms. Devlin,
Yes.
Ms. Gillespie,
Yes.
Ms. Graff,
Yes.
Mr. Harkins,
Yes.
Mr. Nichols, Mr. Sharif, Mr. Brenneman.
Yes. Item 902 is approved. Next is our approval of meeting minutes of November 8th, 2023. Do I have a motion to approve? Mr. Sharif has moved,
Second.
Second by Ms. Gillespie. Any discussion? All in favor of approving the meeting minutes signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Ayes have it. Minutes are approved. Next on the agenda is item 11, approval of the report of the Secretary of Financial Report for the 4-month period ending October 31st, and the capital projects report, investment summary, and treasurer's report for October 23rd as attached to the agenda.
So moved.
Moved by Mr. Harkins.
Second.
Second by Ms. Devlin. Any discussion? Roll call, Ms. Jones.
Ms. Amatangelo? Ms. Devlin?
Yes.
Ms. Gillespie?
Yes.
Ms. Graff? Mr. Harkins?
Yes.
Mr. Nichols? Mr. Sharif? Mr. Brenneman?
Yes. Report is approved. Next is item 12, award on bids. Award on bids to Verisurf Software Incorporated for the purchase of CMM coordinated measuring machine for the career and tech educational program at Erie High. Do I have a motion?
So move.
Moved by Ms. Gillespie and second by Mr. Sharif. Any discussion? Roll call, Ms. Jones.
Ms. Amatangelo? Ms. Devlin?
Yes.
Ms. Gillespie?
Yes.
Ms. Graff? Mr. Harkins?
Yes.
Mr. Nichols? Mr. Sharif? Mr. Brenneman?
Yes. Awards are approved. Next on our agenda is any other board matters for discussion. Does any board member have anything they wish to discuss? Mr. Nichols.
Forest report. I was out in Northeast on Monday.
Mr. Nichols, could you make sure your microphone is on as well?
I was out in Northeast on Monday, and our girls' team was able to defeat Northeast, which we should. We're much bigger than they are. But I enjoyed going out there. Then with some trepidation, I headed over to prep yesterday because we were playing prep. And the reason I was concerned about this is at the beginning of last year, where after losing to McDowell twice in the regular season and prep twice in the regular season, we beat McDowell in the District 10 playoff and then made it to the second tier past that. What gave us hope early in the season is we went to Pittsburgh and played Taylor Alderdice, which is a school as big as we are down in Pittsburgh. And we were able to, we played them in Erie actually this year. We were able to defeat them in the December. Well, we just played them 10 days ago, and after beating them twice last year, they took revenge on us, and we lost 72-40. So I'm there waiting for our expected drubbing by prep, but I showed up at the halftime of the JV team, and we were up by 10, and we won the JV game. So I thought, well, good. I got reelected. We're going to get prep in the next 4 years somehow. I just got to last that long. But then we went into the varsity game, and we held the lead the entire game. There were a lot of people there. They had a couple of those TV trucks there. You know, they want to report on Tiny Prep drubbing us one more time. And we had a very good performance. It was well attended. And after this meeting, our girls take on McDowell, who's formidable, at home in our new gymnasium tonight. And I hope to head up there for some extra credit on the school board.
Thank you for your detailed commentary and reporting, Mr. Nichols. Any other board member have anything they wish? I believe Ms. Devlin.
Mr. Brenneman, yes, and it's a nice segue, and thank you, Mr. Nichols, for being our lucky charm. We hope you continue to go to those games. Mr. Nichols gave such a positive report, now I'm going to be a Debbie Downer, but I feel like it's necessary for me to say, some of you know that I have expressed concern in the past that the Erie School District is not represented on the District 10 committee of the PIAA. I counted as we were sitting here, there are 19 members on the District 10 committee, and the Erie School District does not hold one seat. I struggle to understand how that could have happened. I know we used to have representation. I have been pestering the committee with emails to ask about the nominating process, how we can simply put someone forward. I've been very clear, I'm not putting myself forward. I would just like someone to represent us. I haven't gotten a great amount of response back. I had intended today to attend the D10 committee meeting down in Conneaut. Unfortunately, work didn't allow me to do so. I intend to show up in January. But I would really ask the board, if you share my concern, I will be happy to give you the email addresses of the executive committee of the D10 committee and ask them the same question that I am asking them, simply how do we nominate? We are not asking for a special favor. We are simply asking for the process to nominate someone from the Erie School District to represent us. There are a number of spots that are held for certain counties. I recognize that, but there are a number of spots, including Metro, Erie County, a host, that we could fit into. So if you're interested, please let me know. I don't want this to seem like it's my personal crusade, although I'm not going to stop, and I would welcome anyone who'd like to join me in this effort. So
And
that's
there's 19 representatives?
19.
How many schools are in the?
From
how many districts
6
are in
counties, Mr. Nichols,
Okay.
Crawford, Erie, Forest, Mercer, Venango, and Warren. But Mr. Polito, you can tell me if I'm wrong, we have to be the largest school district even in that 6-county area. I'll note that I believe Cathedral Prep has 2 representatives on there right now, which I'm struggling to understand. So again, I think as the largest school district in that 6-county area, we should have some representation.
Then we all need to show up there on January.
We could get a van. We could all drive down together, just saying. Yeah, so if anyone is interested, like I said, I'm leading the charge, but would welcome to have others with me. Thank you.
Thank you for bringing that to our attention and for your continuing advocacy on that, Ms. Devlin. Any other questions or comments? Ms. Graff?
Yeah, I'd just like to say, encourage everyone to go out and see the Erie High School holiday lights display. It's really amazing and a lot of fun, and very proud of them.
Thank you for that, Ms. Graff. Any other comments by the board? Mr. Harkins?
I'm pretty sure that tomorrow night, Brother D is going to make a presentation for the Jefferson Society. Is it at ECAT?
It is.
7 o'clock? In case anyone wanted to attend that, I'm going to make the effort.
Thank you, Mr. Harkins.
So that's on the blue coats.
Yes.
Yep.
Mr. Shreve?
Nothing, just want to wish all our students happy holidays and a safe return in the New Year, since this is our last meeting before the New Year's.
Thank you, Mr. Sharif. Anyone else? I have something brief. I just, thankfully with my improved health, I've been able to pick up where I left off about 16 months ago when I was going on another tour of all of our district schools. And that began with where I left off was with a collegiate. And it's really amazing to see, you know, everybody who remembers collegiate before the construction and then during construction, right? Any construction site, no matter which, it's, you know, there's some disarray. And to see it now, it looks like the same as whenever I went to my son's parent-teacher conference at Wilson in November. It looks like a completely different school inside. It's very bright. The lighting choices, the windows, the remodeling, the classrooms. And I also got to see all of the air handlers and filter HVAC system. I'm not an HVAC man, but I'm telling you, these things are massive. I've seen the filters that they're using to clean the air, so we can be assured that our students and our staff there are, you know, enjoying much cleaner air. To think that before this, that would have just been there in the carpet or wherever else. But also just the sense of calm and orderliness. I went there right before lunch and right as lunch started, and it was still relatively quiet and peaceful, the movements around collegiate, and I got to see some of the students setting up in the auditorium for a presentation or a show as well. So I'm going to be visiting here East next week, and then after the new year, I'll be visiting DePaulo and Erie High and the other 2 middle schools, Strong Vincent and Wilson, and then back to the elementary schools after that. But I do encourage board members, particularly new board members, you know, to work with the superintendent's office or reach out to the principals at the buildings, and they have a lot of great things that they can show. Ms. Graff.
Yeah, so Krista Lamb on the staff, it has worked out a schedule for Angie and I. It's a robust schedule, I think 3 days of like 5 schools each, and the dates aren't set yet, but if anyone wants to join, you know, certainly when we get that schedule set and the days and times, you're welcome to all go together.
Thank you, Ms. Graff. And thanks to Krista as well for supporting that. With that, I don't have anything else, so I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
I'll move it.
Moved by Mr. Nichols.
Second.
Second by Mr. Sharif. All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Aye. We stand adjourned.
Send me that schedule. I'd be